Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. This channel is for like-minded individuals. So if you're an entrepreneur, a salesperson, or looking to just make more money, this channel is for you. So today's topic is, why is time so valuable? And some people say it's more valuable than gold. Everybody gets the exact same amount of time in a day. 24 hours. Everybody gets the same amount of time in a week, a month, and a year. So why is time so valuable, and why do millionaires and billionaires value time so much more than people that are less fortunate than them? I say less fortunate because it's nice than saying poor, but essentially people that don't make nearly as much money as they do. Why do they put such a less value on money? And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a personal story of mine that I went through a couple years ago now. I think it's gonna really kind of open up your mind, and you guys might think I'm a total idiot, and if you do, please leave a comment below. If you don't, smash that subscribe button and leave a comment below saying you made the right choice. So I got a job offer in New York City about a year and change ago, and that job offer was for $150,000 a year. And I said no. I said the bare minimum that I want to walk in that door every single day is $200,000. And they said, we can't do it. You have to justify making that much money. And I said, I can justify making that much money, but you also have to justify paying me so little if I can't work remotely. So here's my problem. Where I live, out in Bayport, Long Island, it's about 20 minutes or so, give or take, to the train station. Then it's about a 5 or 10 minute walk, depending on how long or how far I have to walk, because the parking lot is gigantic and there is never any parking, so you have to park in the worst spots ever. About a 5 to 10 minute walk to the train after that. Then from there, it's a 90-minute-ish, because the LIRR is always late, to New York City. From there, it was about a half hour away from Penn Station, which is where I would have been going if I needed to get to the office. Plus, you have to figure about 5 minutes to get from the subway all the way up to the street level where you can take a cab or anything like that, because it was too far to walk. At this point, you're about 2.5 hours-ish on your commute each way. Altogether, do the math, 5 hours per day. The person, myself, or any of their employees, typically works about 40-ish hours a week. Most of the time, especially in New York City, people work a little bit longer than 40 hours. Might be 45 hours, might be 42 hours, but it's typically a little longer than 40 hours. Plus my commute, which is about 5 hours a day. So if you really think about it, I'm commuting for almost my entire workday. By the time I get to work, I've already been up for 2.5 hours plus change, and that's not even including getting ready for work that day. So if I leave my house at, let's say, 6 a.m., I'm not gonna get there until about 8:30-ish, and then walk into work at 9 to about 5 o'clock. I'm gonna get home at 5, gonna leave the office at 5 o'clock. I'll get home around 7:30, 8-ish, depending on train times, because you can't even get in a car and leave when you want. You have to wait on trains. As you can see, there's a major dilemma there. The average person works 2,080 hours per week. Yeah, you probably get some time off, so you don't have to work those hours, but on average, 2,080 hours, per year is the average person. If you live locally and you live about 5 or 10 minutes away from your office, let's just say 10 minutes away from your office, 5 minutes for easy math. It's 10 minutes per day. 5 days in a week, 50 minutes, give or take, we'll say it's an hour. Really not that much of your time, especially to get to work to somewhere that's gonna pay you. Over the course of the year, if you work on average 1 extra hour per week, you're only gonna work about 2,132 hours per year. Really not that much more, considering you're already working 2,080 hours per week. Here's the problem that I have. If you are working 40 to 45 hours a week, we'll say 45 to be on the safe side, plus you have a 2.5 hour commute each way, so 5 hours per day, you're working 13 hours per day. That's a crazy amount of time. If you count that up for the entire work week, you're talking about 70 plus hours of work that you're not getting fully compensated for. Plus, your normal work week is 2,080 hours. After all of this, you're really gonna end up working 3,640 hours. So you're probably wondering, why does all these hours matter? Because you can never get them back. For example, if you're a real estate agent and you go sell houses tomorrow and you sell 5 houses or 10 houses this month, you can control how much money you're gonna make. Here, you can't, and your time can never come back. If you're a real estate agent, you could take time off. You can go hang out with your kids. You'll never get that time back, and you can make up, let's just say you slacked off for a month and hung out and went away on vacation. You could make up that money in the next month, giving you a flexible time. And that's one of the many things that I love about being an entrepreneur is the fact that I really have a lot of flexibility in my time. I work a lot, but I'm also 5 minutes away, and I really do enjoy what I do. And if I needed to run out to see one of my siblings or to help a friend or anything like that, I can whenever I want. I don't have to ask for permission. So you're probably wondering, what on earth did that story have to do with why time is so valuable? Time is so incredibly valuable because there's no way to ever get it back. You can always make more money. You could always work harder. You can always get a better job. You can always get paid more. You could always make a good stock trade. There's so many different ways to make money. There is literally almost no way to get more time ever. There's a couple ways, and you're probably thinking, how are there more ways? You just said there's only 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week and 365 days in a year. Here's the catch with getting more time. If you eat healthy and you exercise regularly and stuff like that, you can live longer. You got more time. If you sleep a little less, you can get more usable time in a day, but everybody still has 24 hours in a day. So the reason why these millionaires and billionaires that are super successful understand that time is the most valuable resource they have. And essentially, that's why they're paying you. They're paying you for your time and your skills that you have when you go work for somebody. So they understand what they're not good at, and they pay somebody to do it so they can have more free time. What they choose to do with that free time, if it's running a business, hanging out with their kids, seeing their wife, going on vacation, it doesn't matter what they're doing. They're paying you for your time. So when you go get a job, you're actually telling people what you're worth per hour. If you would get a job, we'll say, make the numbers really easy here, making $52,000 a year, you get paid $1,000 a week. What does that come out to be, per hour? It comes out to be $25 an hour. Now, if you're worth $25 an hour, it's not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. And some of you guys watching this, you're probably thinking, oh my God, I wish I could make $25 an hour. Trust me, you are going to at some point in your life, especially if you keep watching this YouTube channel, and especially if you hit that like button and subscribe. I promise you're going to make more than $25 an hour. So, I don't actually promise that. But there's a pretty good chance that everything I'm going to teach you is going to ultimately lead to more time and more money. But the reason why everybody says, time is more valuable than gold is because it can never come back. Once you spent time, you can never get it back. One of my biggest pet peeves in life is waiting on doctors. I cannot stand waiting for doctors. Just because you went to school for 8 years or 10 years of your life does not mean your time is more valuable than mine. I get it, you're a professional and I'm a professional, but there's no need to make your patients wait an hour, 2 hours. I waited 4 hours for a doctor once, and it was at his office. It's not like I had to go to the hospital or anything. That drives me nuts because that's 4 hours I could have done something else, and I will never get it back. That time, when that happened, cell phones really weren't popular at that time. If you had an iPhone, you were, we'll say, a baller. And even then, your phone really couldn't do all that much. It could still do a lot, but it couldn't do that much, and I was at a different point in my life. But that's time I'll never get back. And I hate when people waste my time. I don't mind if you need help and I can run and do things while I'm talking to you and educating you and helping you, but what really drives me nuts is when people waste my time, because there's no reason to waste somebody's time in today's day and age. It just doesn't make sense. There's way too many things that make things so much easier than wasting somebody's time. And of course, you're going to be late to a meeting here and there, and people understand that, especially if you're driving. On Long Island, the traffic is always a nightmare. So don't think like, oh my God, I wasted somebody's time. People are okay with giving up a few minutes extra, but don't intentionally waste people's time. It doesn't make anybody happy, and nobody can ever get it back. And that's the most important thing of this entire video. You can always make more money. I promise you that. I know people that make sometimes somebody's entire yearly salary in a couple of weeks. There's always a way to make additional money. There's never a way to make additional time. Don't waste it. I'm Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. If you guys found value in this, please comment, subscribe, turn on that little bell, like the video, and share it out with somebody that you think is really would benefit from this. Especially if you have somebody or somebody that's commuting for an excessive amount of time to go to an office or to go to a job that they don't really like. This video is definitely for them. I'll catch you guys on the next one. The videos are going to be right here from now on the next videos that you guys probably should watch and are suggested for you guys. I'll see you later. Peace.